For this video, I'm going to make a few things to go on the shelf that I made for my stove. I'll insert a picture here of what I'm talking about. And I want to change it up. I've had kind of the same things up there. Well, I had fall up there, but I don't now. Then Christmas. But the things that I had on there before, I'm kind of getting tired of. And I want to make something else. And a couple of these projects I've already done, but they're all going to be changed up a little bit. So first thing I'm doing, I took this piece of spindle that I cut down, and I'm using Dixie Belle English Ivy. And I'm going to paint this and give it 2 coats, because I can tell it's going to need it. And then I'll probably just dress it back a little bit. We'll see. I usually do, but sometimes I might decide not to. I'm going to finish painting this, let it dry, and give it a second coat. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to I'm making one of those, you know, the holes of flashcards. I've made them before, but I'm painting this one green, and I'll show you what I'm going to put in it. What did I do with I want to get it all finished. I start by, I have a ring. You can get like a dowel rod or something, whatever size you want. And I am going to go around this, I believe, 3 times. And this is pretty stiff wire, but it's not so stiff that I can't work with it. I'm trying to get those close together, because that's what holds the card. Okay, then I'm going to just cut it off because I don't want it real high. And that I'll feed down into my spindle. I'm going to kind of clip that piece off right there that's coming out. Well, actually, I think I'll bend it down a little bit. Get my needle nose. And I do need that squished together good. I'll just bend it back with the rest of it. Okay, that'll work. And after that dries, then I'll finish this all up. I did go ahead and distress it, sand it a little bit and distressed it. And now I'm just gonna, I've got something all over red. Looks like threads in that. Oh well. I'll pick them out as I go, I guess. But I'm gonna put some clear wax on this now. Deepens the color, it makes the distressing show up better. Just went around the edges and the top and a little bit in the middle. And I'm still using on that little dab that was in that there. It's Fusion clear wax. Wipe this down. Now it protects the paint too. Now, I hope my glue gun is hot. I'm going to put my wire down in there. Kind of drilled crooked, so I've got to hold this till it dries so it doesn't go crooked. It is dry now, and I got it up pretty straight. So, and then I had this little chicken that I had cut out. I think I'm going to put that on there. It's going in the kitchen, so I think the chicken is fitting. right there. And get my little card that I made. Set it in there, and it's baked with love. And I'll set that on the shelf above my stove. And now on to the next project. Now for my second project, I have a 2x4 here, and it just, you make it whatever size you want. And I think this one is about 5 inches, maybe 4.5 long. And I'm using my mixture of vinegar that ages the wood, like I did on my prior video, the last video I believe I did. It's where I have vinegar. I just pour white vinegar in a jar and drop a 000 steel wool into it and let it set for a while, for about a week or so, and it starts turning dark. I take the steel wool out, and then I have this mixture, and it will age my wood, give it a pretty color, and that's what I'm wanting. So I'm going to coat this real fast, and then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry and start on what I'm going to put on it. Now I'm going to start on another little sheep for my wood. And I just need a little bit of paint. I think I took way too much out. But anyways, I am going to paint the feet black. Yeah. And then the little ear. Trying to figure out which way that goes. Well, I'll paint both sides till I see which way I want it. Okay, I'll set that somewhere to dry. And I think I'm done with this. I don't like putting it in the water till I'm finished with it, but I believe that's all I need for right now. Now, from there, I'm going to do the same thing I did with my last sheep, is I'm going to take some of this. Boy, this stuff's thick itself. I don't need a lot. Last time I mixed up way too much. And I'm going to take some of the salt wash. And I don't know how much. I don't have very much in there, so that might get it. And what I'm using is kind of off-white. It's a drop cloth by Dixie Belle. I think instead of painting this on with or dabbing it on with like that stencil brush I used in my last video, I think I'm just going to smear it on with my palette knife. That looks good. And then I'll pounce it just a little bit with this. Got to figure out how I can hold it. I'll hold it by the feet. I'm concentrating. I'm going to put around the feet. I'm just going to kind of do that. And let's see now. Trying to figure out how to, I think I'll make some swirls. Yeah, that works. Make sure my edges are covered. Okay. I like that right there. It's kind of swirled. Now I'm going to let that dry. I've got to let my wood dry, the sheep dry, and then I'll start putting it together. All right, I also have for that, I forgot, I got me out a little wood knob. My husband gave me some of these, and then I found some at the thrift store. So I have a lot of them, so I'm going to start using them. And I'm painting it the Dixie Belle Rustic Red. And I'll paint this up and set it aside. I'll probably have to give it 2 coats, but I'll set it aside and let it dry too. Now, my little sheep is dry. And I think that turned out real cute. But I'm going to put a coat of clear wax over it. That's got some crackle in it. Or it has some crackle in it. Wipe it just a little bit. And this has got some on it already. I think it's got enough. Don't want too much. I'll go around the edges. Wipe that back. And clear coat my little ear. Let's see. That goes about right there. I'm just going to hot glue it. Okay. Now I'll get my piece of wood, and I am going to go around the edges with the brown wax. In the corner's good. Wipe it just a bit. Oh, I know that I had that little handle to go on there too. So I'm going to have to get my drill and drill a hole. And put him about right there. That looks good. Yeah. And now I need to get my drill. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a skewer and I've stuck it down in there and it fits so well I cannot get it back out. So I think about right there should be good. I'll just cut that off. Flipped it. Now, I'm going to stick some hot glue down in there. Oh boy. I've got to get it up against me, because it's tight too. But I got it. Okay. And I'm wondering if I should do anything else to it. I don't know what it would be. I think that's good. I think that turned out cute. Will look cute sitting up there on the shelf also. Now for my pig, I'm going to paint it the same way I did. I done one of these about the size of a cutting board. Besides the one with the sunflower, I did one about the size of a cutting board and painted it similar to what I'm going to do this one. And then it hung on a wire. But I am going to use the Dixie Belle drop cloth for the center of my pig. And this was the 1/2 inch plywood, and it does set good on this mat and this there. It sets good. So that's what I was worried about. I was thinking I might have to get a thicker piece, but that worked good. I'm gonna paint the center of my little pig this color drop cloth. Okay, right fast I'm going to hit it with the heat gun so I can give it a second coat and move on. It's now ready for the second coat. Okay, that is good. Now for the other two sides, I'm going to use black. This is going to be a simple one also, but I think it should look really cute sitting on the shelf. Okay, I'm going to finish this up, give it 2 coats, and do just a little something else with it, and this one will be finished also. It was easy. Well, I took my little finger sander and I went around the edges. I went ahead and done it. It makes a lot of noise. And I just stressed it some. And now I'm going to go over it with some clear wax. Real fast. I'm going to wipe it back. I think I have it all coated. Wipe it back some. And then I'm going to go over it with some Jolie brown top coat wax. Especially around the edges. I'm going to get it all over real fast. Just kind of ages it. I think this little pig is so cute. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Kind of needs to dry, but I'm going to move on with it so I can get this finished because it's almost done. And now I've got some wire out here and a little star. That's what I done with my other one, my big one. And it's really cute, and it just adds a cute touch to it. Cut me off a piece, and now I'm going to twirl it to see. I've got my hole already drilled there in the middle. How far down does that go? Yeah, like that. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, I needed something to twirl it around. Let's do a couple twirls for there. I got that on tight. I'll sit down like that. And then we'll put this star. I've drilled a little hole with my little drill bit, the small drill bit for my star. And now I'm just gonna twirl my wire around that. Let's see. Get it to going. It's probably good. Cut this little piece off here. I wonder if that's too much. I'm going to have to squish it down some. Okay, now I'm going to take my glue gun. Good. I remember to turn it on. Stick that down in there. When that dries a little bit, I'm going to shove my, or kind of push my wire down a little bit more, but I want it to dry some. And that is finished. Now for my last project, this is a pattern I made because I did try to buy one and you couldn't find one to buy. You could find the kit, but you couldn't find the pattern. So this is the same little pattern I just used for the sheep on the board with the handle, the 2x4. And I went into my Silhouette software, and this was just nothing but rectangles that I made. And if I didn't do this, I would have lost these pieces because they're small. I should have had the tape. I'll be right back. I'm going to take the tape off. Okay. I do need to work on this pattern though, because I didn't think, I need to find a better way to connect the back to it. It's going to be a little tea light. It's going to have a tea light behind it. And this was just in a hurry, and I needed something for the glue to stick to. So I will work on the pattern for the back to fit on. And I am going to coat it real fast with some Waverly antiquing wax. And set it aside. And when I get this done, I'll be back to do the rest. Now I am going to start with my roof, and I'm going to paint it black. And I think I'm going to paint all these little windows black. There. Let's see, that will go there. And now I'm just going to coat each one of these little window panes with some black. I went ahead, and this was about ready to dry up. I had used that on the other sheep, and I went ahead and put a coat of that on there and painted the little feet. I need to paint. I can see, I thought I had that painted, but I don't. So I'm going to paint the ear black also. I have these painted, and the roof, and the little door. They were all black. And now I'm going to use DIY in Queen Bee for the house. Let's see how that looks. It's gonna need several coats, but that's a good color for this, I think. I don't have to go all the way up on this. I'm going to give this 2 good coats and get it coated so I can start putting this together. Okay, now I'm going to start finishing it up. I'm just going to sand the edges of the little house just a little bit. And since I used DIY wax, I definitely need to give this a coat of clear wax. And that totally changes the color, but it will dry a little bit lighter. It won't be as light as this. I'll go ahead and coat my roof also with some wax. Okay, set that aside for a second. And I'm going to hit this with a heat gun. And now I'm going to start gluing my little windows on. This is going to be, my fingers are dirty from all the paint. I think this is just Aleene's Tack-It glue I put in here. Pretty sure it is. When you're using something this small, or working something on this small, you need a small tip. I'm going to use my tweezers. Okay, I'm just going to let that set. I'm going to start and glue every one of these windows on, and the roof, and the little door. I have to hold my breath doing this. I'll be back. I have all my little windows glued on, and I was into my 3rd window when I realized I didn't need to go in the cross panels. I just need to go on the edge with the glue. Sheesh. I'm putting the little sheep I went around. I put some clear wax and just went around the edges with some brown wax. Now I'm going to glue the little ear on. That's good. I hope it's on there well enough that I can. Not really sure. Let's see. Okay, I'll put the glue on the little panels here for my sheep. Now, I am going to let that all dry, and I'm going to attach this, and I'll be back. We'll see how it looks. Okay, I also had a little wood star here that I put Mod Podge on and cinnamon. And I'm wondering, that might add just a little extra touch to it. Yeah, it needs something. I'm going to do it. And then I have a little candle votive. Kind of leave that right there, just like that. I need to pull that down where that glue's not showing. It's oozing out. Right there. Let it dry. But this is a little candle I done the same way. A little tea light candle. I just put Mod Podge and cinnamon on it.